And I think with social, with dealers, I think that there's a big fear from the management perspective is that if their team is going to put themselves out there on social, that it could potentially have a negative impact on the store where that person might leave. They might go work for someone else.
Yep.
And they don't want them to have a voice, which I understand both sides of it, but ultimately it will help the store with bringing in more revenue. It will help create more awareness.
Oh, in a huge way, 100%. But, you know, I think, I guess my concern is that we lose that, right? Like we've kind
That
of,
person.
exactly,
Yeah.
you know? So like, how do we maintain, I guess, that mindset?
I think supporting the sales team or whatever customer facing team, if it's a service team, and being able to have conversations with them and supporting them and encouraging it versus avoiding it and allowing it to happen in a way where it's not a cohesive experience for everyone in the store. And I think that's the area where dealerships are not, they're not thriving. It's that fear, but you have to embrace it. It's going to happen. And why not have it aligned with, you know, the goals that you have for, you know, align it with the goals that you have for the month, align it with the goals that you have for the quarter, align it with your inventory / allocation that you know is coming. Like, why wouldn't someone do that? Why wouldn't they have it aligned with their marketing strategy?
But it's just being proactive.
Yeah.
You know?
And the consistency is really the area where I think that a lot of people expect we're going to go out and sell on social. And what they do is they are very excited.
Yes.
They're gung-ho for 1 month and then they stop because they don't feel like they've experienced the results of social media in terms of customers.
I've been at it for 30 days. Why am I not selling
Right, it's a
35
long
more
game.
cars than I was
That's
before?
what we were talking about earlier. It's a long game and it takes time. And it takes patience, and it's in the sales world, it's not an area you can be hunting. It turns into that eventually, but it's really for farming and it's really for building yourself and building your business and creating awareness for your brand.
Well, the first goal should be intentional connection. Not to sell, but to connect. All right. I think you earn the opportunity to sell. Yes, you earn the opportunity to sell once you've actually connected.
Being in the right place at the right time with the right message to the right person who wants to buy a car right now, and it's just the follow through, and that's the area that I think could be improved upon with many dealerships. Is they just don't know where to start. They don't know how to. They don't know how to follow through. They don't know how to be consistent. They don't know how to create content. They don't know how to create a plan. It's just, it's not something that the industry does well because there's not enough knowledge about it. And that's why.
Well, what would be some of the first steps?
I think some of the first steps is really to set a goal. Like from an individual standpoint, if I was working with a dealership team or a company team, I would say, you know, what is the ultimate goal? Is it to increase company revenue, right? And then you can peel it back a step further from an individual perspective, you know, and I'm just throwing something out there. Like my goal was to create a name for myself in the auto industry. And I wanted everyone to know that I worked in retail and that I worked in marketing and that I love what I do and I was passionate because I wanted to create a digital footprint for myself, which I didn't have pre-2020. So solidifying a goal for yourself and for the business is really important because then you can have accountability and you can look back at, you know, your plan over the last, 30, 60, 90 days and say, are the steps that I'm taking getting me closer to my goal?
Thanks for tuning in to the Strategy with Jason podcast with your host, Jason Harris. Don't want to miss new content? Be sure to check out the full podcast library at strategywithjason.com to stay in the know. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Happy podcasting.